Welcome to MCAN English Lessons. Today we are going to understand how to use much. It's a common sight to see people struggling with the correct usage of the word much. One common mistake is using much with countable nouns. This common error often stems from a misunderstanding of the nature of the word much. It's a word that denotes a large quantity of something, but it's not meant to be used with everything. Consider the phrase much books. This is incorrect because books is a countable noun. We can count books, 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, and so on. When we have countable nouns, we use many. So the correct phrase should be many books, not much books. Another example of this common error could be the phrase much cars. Again, cars is a countable noun. We can count cars, 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars, and so on. Therefore, the correct phrase should be many cars, not much cars. Now, let's take a look at when much is used correctly. The word much should be used with uncountable nouns, things that we can't count. For example, consider the word water. We can't count water. We can't say 1 water, 2 waters, and so on. So we would say much water, not many water. Another example of an uncountable noun is love. We can't count love, therefore we say much love, not many love. The same rule applies to the word time. Time is uncountable, so we say much time, not many time. In conclusion, the word much is used to denote a large quantity of something that is uncountable. If you can count it, you should be using many, not much. Remember, much is not meant to be used with countable nouns. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the correct use of much. So far we discussed a common mistake. Let's understand the correct usage of much, how much is used with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns, as the name suggests, are things that we can't count individually. They're often concepts, materials, or substances that don't have a plural form. Examples include water, love, and time. Now let's see how much fits into this. Picture yourself looking at a vast ocean. You wouldn't say there are many waters, would you? No, you'd say there's much water. Here, water is an uncountable noun, and we use much to express its large quantity. Similarly, imagine expressing deep affection for someone. You wouldn't say, I have many love for you. That sounds a bit off, right? Instead, you'd say, I have much love for you. Again, love is uncountable, and much is our word of choice to quantify it. Now let's talk about time. If you're swamped with work and deadlines are piling up, you'd say, I don't have much time. Time is another uncountable noun, and much is used to express its scarcity in this context. It's also worth noting that much is often used in negative sentences and questions. You've probably heard or even used phrases like, I don't have much money, or is there much coffee left? In both instances, much is used with the uncountable nouns money and coffee to express a lack of something or to ask about quantity. To recap, much is used with uncountable nouns to express a large amount or a lack thereof. It's commonly used in negative sentences and questions. So the next time you're talking about something you can't count, remember to pair it with much. These examples should help you understand how much is used with uncountable nouns, but there's more to learn about much. So stay tuned as we delve deeper into this versatile word in our next segment. The word much is not always tied to negative sentences or questions. It can be used in positive sentences too, albeit less frequently. Now let's dive into the more nuanced uses of much. We often see much in positive sentences when there's an emphasis on a large amount or quantity. This usage is particularly common in expressions of gratitude or descriptions of overwhelming emotions. Consider the phrase, thank you so much. Here, much is used to intensify the speaker's gratitude. It's a way of saying that the speaker is profoundly thankful beyond what a simple thank you can convey. Or take the sentence, there's so much love in this room. In this case, much is used to express the overwhelming presence of love. It suggests that the room is brimming with affection to a degree that's almost tangible. But remember, the key here is that much is used to emphasize large amounts in positive sentences. It's not used frequently in this way, but when it is, it packs a punch. Let's take another example. I have so much respect for her. This sentence uses much to express a high degree of respect that the speaker has for someone. It's not just respect, It's an immense amount of respect. Another interesting usage of much is in exclamatory sentences, where it's used to express surprise or astonishment. For instance, how much she has grown. Here, much emphasizes the speaker's surprise at the significant change in the person's growth. It's also worth mentioning that much can be used in positive sentences where the noun it modifies is implied, not stated. For example, I enjoy this so much. Here, much is modifying an implied noun, likely this activity or this thing. So in conclusion, much is not confined to negative sentences or questions. It can be used quite effectively in positive sentences, particularly when you want to emphasize a large amount of something. See? Much does have a place in positive sentences when you want to emphasize an abundance of something. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about using much. We have delved into a common language pitfall, the misuse of the word much, and laid out the correct way to incorporate it into our daily language. Remember, much is typically used with uncountable nouns. It's most often found in questions and negative sentences such as, how much sugar do you want? Or, I don't have much time. It's less common in positive statements, but when it is used, it's usually to emphasize abundance, like, I have so much love for this city. In short, the key to using much correctly is understanding its relationship with uncountable nouns and its preferred contexts. Keep these points in mind, and you'll find that you're making fewer mistakes with much. Read and listen English regularly to understand and practice such usages. Consistency is key in learning. That's it for today's lesson on the use of much. We hope this clears up any confusion. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English learning videos. Thank you for tuning in.